The lights back on after the introductions of the Chicago Bulls at the stadium. Game 5. Bulls up 3-1. The Jeep Eagles starting lineups. As we look at them in matchup form, you see Barkley, Pippen, down at the bottom, Hawkins and Jordan. But Gilliam and Grant could be significant in this game.
Well, the only game Chicago lost in this series, Armand Gilliam had a big night, 25 points. Horace Grant came back then on Sunday afternoon, 22 points, and held Armand Gilliam to only 8. So we'll have to watch that matchup. Also, Michael Jordan has done a terrific job on Hersey Hawkins, only 41% shooting in this series. The one thing Hersey Hawkins has done is get to the free throw line 40 times in the 4 games.
Well, the Bulls undefeated here at Chicago Stadium during the 1991 playoffs. They just swept through the series with the New York Knicks. They did lose 99-97 at Philadelphia in the first game played there. Michael Jordan is playing with tendinitis in the knees. He's been resting in terms of the practice the last couple of days. Our officials are Joe Crawford, Dick Bavetta, and Joe Forte. And I might mention that Charles Barkley, who has the strained knee, is playing without the brace tonight. The Bulls with this starting lineup intact for 3 years now. Longer than any other team in the NBA. Horace Grant misses. Jordan follows. 2-0 Bulls.
Well, you see already a hustle basket for Michael Jordan on the offensive board. A tough shot by Horace Grant. Michael right there on the doorstep to finish it off. Philadelphia just cannot give him those kind of easy baskets tonight, Bob. There'll be no way they can win.
And there's the Bulls forcing another turnover, leading 2-0. Tone of this game could be set very early. Pippen to the hoop, gets the roll, 4-0 Bulls.
Great finishing drive that time. Scottie Pippen with the left hand. Simply go in here to Armand Gilliam, try to get him going early against him.
Michael Jordan had the steal except for stepping out of bounds. Jordan went into the expensive seats down there. Of course, that's what you get. They say if you buy this ticket, you got to meet Michael.
Well, one thing you have to do, Bob, is when Michael Jordan's man is clearing out, you've got to let him clear out. Michael will stay there to double team. That time he almost doubled back for the steal.
10 seconds to shoot for Philadelphia, trying to penetrate the Bulls defense. It's been the best of any team in the NBA playoffs. Now 3. Ricky Green sticks the jumper from 20 feet, 4-2 Bulls.
I don't like the way Philadelphia's running their offense right now. They're very mechanical and they're taking shots to beat the clock. If they do that, they're going to shoot a very low percentage. They got to get into their offense sooner.
Bulls centers Cartwright and Purdue have just abused Philadelphia so far, but Mahorn this time stops Cartwright. Cartwright passes with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Jordan, a contested jumper, just caught the bottom of the net.
24-second violation.
That was a violation. The turnover goes to Philadelphia.
Yeah, 24-second shot clock. Michael shot an air ball. The ball was loose, no possession. So Philadelphia will get it with an opportunity to tie.
On Sunday, Philadelphia opened up with what looked to be as an offensive foul on Philadelphia. The Sixers looked like they were very intense and were going to come in and play the Bulls very tough for about the first minute and a half. Yeah, Michael stuck a couple of early three-pointers, and then you could see the deterioration of the Sixers.
Well, they have to stay close here tonight in this first quarter. That's very, very important to get off to a good start, and they have not really done that. The defense has been solid.
Cartwright tries to penetrate into the paint, and he's fouled as he spins in there.
See, Philadelphia has the type of team, Bob, that when you're a coach and you prepare for the style of ball that Jimmy Lynam has to play because of his team is a very deliberate pattern style of basketball. So when you play a team like this in the playoffs, you do a lot of scouting, a lot of preparation, so you really lock in your defenses. And it's very difficult for Jimmy Lynam to change because just of his personnel. So he really has his hands tied on the different kind of offensive sets they can run. Chicago's locked into those, so without easy baskets and without offensive rebounding, Chicago's been able to shut them down.
See what Bill Cartwright has done this series. Shooting nearly 60% from the floor. We have a 6-2 Bulls lead. Early going, Bulls applying that defensive pressure full court. Ricky Green up to Mahorn. But see the shot clock already down to 15 seconds before Philadelphia even begins their half-court offense. Mahorn from 17.
Rick Mahorn, that's his 6th field goal in this entire series. Had 5 field goals coming into this night's ball game in 4 games. So you can see he has totally been shut out.
He opened up Sunday with a perimeter shot. Looked like he might get off early and did not. Cartwright's fadeaway. Not this time. Barkley with a rebound. He runs into his own man and lost the dribble there as Horace Grant broke it up, but Hawkins comes away with it. Charles Barkley ties it up at 6. You notice a lack of intensity on the Sixers, but they're tied. Maybe the poise and the lack of intensity, if they relax, perhaps they can help them play a better game. Pippen makes it 8-6.
Scottie Pippen is shooting the ball so well in the playoffs. His game has just gone to another level, 52%.
Inside to Gilliam. Jordan got a piece of it. Gilliam was so frustrated and flustered, he couldn't even put the layup uncontested into the hoop.
He was worried about Horace Grant blocking his shot also.
Jordan misses the 3. Hawkins with a long rebound. 8-6 Bulls. Ahead to Gilliam. This one he sticks, and he's fouled, so Gilliam will go to the line.
Much tougher shot that time, but his concentration was better. I think you said a while ago he did not have good concentration. He got distracted on his shot. This time you see Armand Gilliam out running the lane. Nice pass from Charles Barkley. Keeps his eyes on the target, finishes it, and now has an opportunity for the 3-point play. But Armand Gilliam very important in this offense, Bob, because Philadelphia is a low post oriented team. When you look at Gilliam, you look at Barkley, and the outside shooting of Hersey Hawkins, that's basically the strength.
Sixers have the lead, 9-8. 3-point conversion, and the Sixers are 4 out of 5 from the floor, so they're shooting the ball well. The only miss was that one by Gilliam. Here's Jordan. Rebound Sixers. They could take a 3-point or more lead on this possession. Green from the baseline.
Not a good shot.
Cartwright. Outlets to Jordan. There's the offense that Pippen has brought to this team. Outside, inside, slashing into the paint. And Pippen's 3 out of 3 from the floor.
What Scotty brings you, Bob, is almost another big guard out on the floor, the way he handles the basketball. You see him here in the open floor, something he does so well. But the interesting thing is, look here at the interior defense of Philadelphia. They basically get out of his way. Rick Mahorn gets out of his way. Armand Gilliam makes no attempt to block this. Look at this. He just sort of sticks a hand up. You can't give Scottie Pippen that kind of easy basket if you're trying to win a series, prevent yourself from being eliminated.
Philadelphia playing defensively as though they have no center.
Well, here's Charles Barkley. We can see in the playoffs. A lot of speculation with Charles is that he doesn't feel he's ever going to be able to win a championship in Philadelphia and that he's going to want to be traded. We'll have to see to wait when the season is over what happens.
3 lead changes. Sixers back on top by 1. 7:42 to go first quarter. Inside to Jordan. Virtually uncontested. He finger rolls it in past Hersey Hawkins.
See, the interesting thing about Michael, he misses a couple outside jump shots, but he has an offensive rebound and a post-up for 2 easy baskets, so he can get easy scores. That's what really makes him such a terrific scorer.
Gilliam from 15 feet. Rebound lost from Barkley, controlled by Grant to Scottie Pippen against Mahorn. What a beautiful change of direction by Pippen. He got Mahorn going left and then took it right down the lane.
Scottie Pippen now 3 driving baskets, 4 for 4. He only has 1 jump shot, 3 driving scores.
14-11. Barkley makes it 14-13 Bulls.
Scottie Pippen really is bringing the ball up and advancing it and putting the pressure on Charles Barkley every time down the floor to play him defensively. Going right in the post to Michael Jordan.
That's a foul on the Sixers. Phil Jackson told me before the game, I asked him what he thought the biggest difference in this Bulls offense was this year compared to last year in the playoffs, and he said Pippen's ability to be a point guard. The Bulls up by 1 and able to penetrate early on the Philadelphia defense.
Well, Bob, here's when we talk about easy baskets in transition. You see Rick Mahorn is back. Basically, Armand Gilliam is ahead of Pippen. Ricky Green is even, and we roll it ahead a little bit. You're going to see now as we stop it. Here's also Hersey Hawkins right here. So look at all the defensive people really that have an opportunity to step in here and build a wall Watch what Scottie Pippen does. He's just going to drive the ball right through everybody. It opens up like the Red Sea and a slam dunk. That's 3 driving scores now. And that kind of defense cannot get it done in the playoffs.
Jordan and Pippen have 9 of the Bulls' 11 shots. Hawkins for Philadelphia has yet to take a shot, and they certainly need Hersey Hawkins to get involved in this Philadelphia offensive scheme, because save for Barkley, nobody has been doing much offensively for Philadelphia in this series. Pippen again to Paxson. Stolen by Barkley. Has to beat Pippen. Beautiful move by Charles, but he missed the layup.
I think Charles wishes he could have dunked that one. Looked like he slipped out of his hand right on the way up.
Horace Grant's hook shot over the horn falls short. Green has Barkley way out there. See if he misses this one.
There's the dunk. That's the one he'd like to have done the last time down the floor.
How about getting the repeat opportunity?
That's why you can't quit playing. You got to keep your head up and in the game. You got to throw the mistake you made away.
Sixers back up by 1. 6:03 to go first quarter. Jordan, 19-footer. Jordan 3 out of 6 from the floor. He has 6 points early. Pippen has 8. Only Cartwright has scored, other than those two, on the Bulls team.
Michael's really concentrating on Hersey Hawkins. He does not want him to get off.
Hawkins shoots the air ball. Jordan right in his face. Pass ahead to Michael. Only Green to beat. No look to Horace Grant. Bulls by 3.
You know, Hersey Hawkins looks like he's limping. I think he and Michael banged legs a while ago. He went over to the trainer and he looked at it, and right now he does not look like he's running very well. Guarantee you he will get no sympathy from Michael Jordan with his legs.
Or from that man, Charles Barkley, his team captain. Barkley 4 out of 5. The only shot he missed was the layup. You can definitely see the limp as Hawkins backs up on defense. 5 minutes to go in the quarter. 10 on the shot clock. Looking for Cartwright against Mahorn. Quickly into the lane. Bulls by 3. Sixers hanging in there.
The high-scoring quarter, though, that does not bode well for Philadelphia. For them to win in the Chicago Stadium, they've got to keep the game in the low hundreds. Right now, you're looking at about a 120-point game.
Hawkins gets his own rebound, back up for his first basket of the night. And remember, the game that the Sixers won in Philadelphia was 99-97.
This tempo right now definitely favors Chicago. They're running the ball up the floor in every possession, both made and missed. Younger, fresher, quicker legs.
This Bulls team, as we mentioned in our open, has been fairly challenged in the playoffs so far, and it leaves the question of just how good they are, because they've swept through New York and Philadelphia thus far so easily. Pippen has not missed from the floor. He's 5 out of 5 tonight.
2 jump shots and 3 driving scores.
Hawkins, 2 consecutive field goals. It's a 1-point Bulls lead.
See if Michael Jordan goes to the post. He usually likes to go right back to the post when a guy scores on him and take it right back to it.
He does. Gets the double team, however. They reverse it to Pippen. He'll go to the post. Look at that series. A little bit reminiscent, and I'm getting in high cotton here, of Dr. J.
That was a Dr. J, just an extending move. You know, this is also very reminiscent of Game 5 last year in the stadium. Both teams scored 60-something points in the game before Philadelphia faded to lose big in the fourth quarter. So this game right now, defense is not the watchword, it's offense.
It's more fun to watch, I'll give it that.
That's
12
right.
on the shot clock, Chicago ball. Pippen is 6 out of 6 from the floor. Barkley is 5 out of 6. It's 24-23 Bulls with 3:21 to go in the quarter.
You think Charles and Scotty have talked to each other before the game? Hey, you get yours, I'll get mine.
You know that better as a former player. You've had those conversations, haven't you? Fess up.
Yeah, but no one would ever cooperate with me. They say, we can stop you. I'm not going to go through that.
No deal. Hawkins with the force out for the foul. That's 2 on Hersey Hawkins, by the way. And Ron Anderson will check in for the Philadelphia 76ers. Anderson averaging only 8.5 points a game in this series. Certainly not enough.
Shooting 34%, so he has gone south with his shooting, and they desperately need him to come off the bench and score.
Paxson misses the jumper. Chance for the Sixers to take the lead. Gilliam isolated against Grant. Throws fires up a virtual air ball out of bounds. It'll belong with 6 on the shot clock to the Sixers. Timeout, Philadelphia, with 2:48 to go in the quarter, and the Sixers with an opportunity to take the lead. Well, the Sixers will have 6 seconds on the shot clock when the action resumes. Bulls lead by 1, 24-23.
Nice pass by Charles Barkley on this play. Hersey Hawkins goes back door, a little back screen, and he's able to score. Michael gets picked. Hersey Hawkins finishes the shot. And as Charles Barkley has said, someone in this series other than himself is going to have to stand up and play. It's put up or putt up.
Notice the golf clubs there on the left side of the cartoon in the Sports National today. And Charles has frankly said, I want to battle somebody for a rebound other than the other team, meaning he hopes that somebody like Gilliam or Mahorn will step in there. They call these guys thump and bump during the regular season, Barkley and Mahorn, but Mahorn frankly hasn't been playing big in the playoffs.
No, he has not. And, you know, I remember him 2 years ago with Detroit where he used to take such hard fouls, and that has just not happened. Now, last year's halftime score here at Game 5, I remember it was high scoring. Marty Aronoff just gave it to me. It was 63-62 Philadelphia.
Gilliam throws up a three-pointer. You see how effective he is from that range. Bulls by 1. Pippen hasn't missed. He is 7 out of 7. An uncontested reverse jam. Ricky Green beats the double team. Bulls a little lax on that pressure in the backcourt. Crowd still buzzing over that Pippen monster dunk. Gilliam throws it away. Gilliam has really struggled, save for the one game.
Here's Scottie Pippen again. This looks like a Scottie Pippen highlight film. 360, 180, whatever you want, he's giving to you tonight on the dunk.
Pippen 14 points, hasn't missed yet. Jordan misses on the baseline. Anderson has Barkley out ahead.
Well, here's another one. Well, it's your turn, my turn. I told you, they're trading them off tonight, Bob.
Looks like the All-Star game. Bulls up by 1. Minute 58 to go in the quarter. Barkley 6 out of 7. The only shot he missed was that uncontested layup. Going to get Andre Turner into the ballgame in a moment for the Sixers at point guard for Ricky Green. Jordan. This is the jumper. Rebound Gilliam. Chance for the Sixers to regain the lead once again. Jordan's only 3 out of 8. And has 3 near steals. Is there a category for almost?
Those are called deflections right there. Near steal or a deflection. He's got a lot of them.
Chicago Stadium. This is Game 5. Bulls up 3 games to 1. Minute 34 to go in the first quarter. Sixers with an opportunity to regain the lead.
B.J. Armstrong now in the game. He'll be matched up against Andre Turner, who has played very well. I think one of the bright spots of this team in the playoffs. He shot the ball well and did a nice job. Hit some big clutch baskets in Game 3.
4 seconds to shoot for the Sixers. Mahorn has to take the jumper. Two quick young point guards here in Turner and B.J. Armstrong. Cartwright's hook shot doesn't fall. Bulls have missed their last 3 opportunities. Ron Anderson, as Doug told you, way below 40% in his shooting in this series. And they need his perimeter game. Under a minute to go in the quarter, down to 40 seconds in the quarter and 10 on the shot clock.
Pippen's going to post Andre Turner if he gets the double team.
Grant flashed in with nobody near him.
Charles Barkley just let him go right by him. Made no attempt right that time to even stop him. He just turned it right to the basket.
Pippen's doing everything. He's not only 7 out of 7 from the floor, he has 3 assists. Barkley will go to the free throw line with 22.4 to go in the quarter. That foul on Horace Grant.
Now watch Charles Barkley, 34. He's double teamed. Here comes Horace Grant right by him in front of him for the easy dunk. And I don't know how many easy baskets we've seen Philadelphia give up in this first quarter, but they've got to lock in their defense because you're not going to come into Chicago Stadium unless you're Portland or one of these running teams with a high-octane offense and outrun Chicago. You're going to have to beat them in a 103, 104-point ball game.
Maybe what they need is to get a big, tall 7'7" shot blocker in there.
Well, that'll be very interesting. They just brought Manute Bol in now. What has happened, Will Perdue in many instances has come in against Bol, and he has gotten a lot of offensive rebounds. Well, watch now, Bob. When Manute Bol is in the game, he goes over to double team to block shots, and when he does, no one there is to block out underneath the basket. Chicago gets a lot of offensive rebounds, specifically Horace Grant. So Horace Grant now in the ball game. Keep your eye on him now in the offensive backcourt.
Barkley with 16 first-quarter points. Nobody else has scored more than 4 for Philadelphia. That's been the story of this series. B.J. Armstrong with a nice fake left. And then the jump shot. Bol into Horace Grant's arms, and it goes up into the seats in the stadium. Only 3.8 seconds to go in the quarter.
Got to be careful not turn this over. They don't want it for Chicago. Oh, nice pass, Manute.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia Eagles are looking for a backup for Randall Cunningham. There's one right there.
Remaining in the quarter, Jordan misses it. Almost got the tip. It looks like an all-star game. Bulls by 1 at the end of the first quarter of play. Bob Neal and Doug Collins with you from Chicago Stadium. Bulls lead it by 1. Here's the world's tallest quarterback to a man I always said would have been an all-pro tight end.
This looks real good. You see it long pass. I'm a little surprised Scottie Pippen allowed Charles Barkley to get in behind him, but he does. Charles Barkley 7 for 8. First quarter, 18 points. Scottie Pippen had a big quarter, 14 points, 3 assists. He shot 7 for 7. Interestingly enough, the rebounds were basically even. Free throws, 5 for 5 for Philadelphia, 2 for 2 for Chicago. When you look at the series, Chicago has 44 more field goals. Philadelphia 47 more free throws. The unfortunate thing for Philadelphia is that field goals count 2, free throws only 1.
6 seconds to shoot.
Better get it up.
Turner had to shoot it over Pippen, who got a piece of it. Perdue, who just checked into the game along with Craig Hodges for Chicago, gets his first rebound tonight.
Now, Will Perdue has done a great job on the offensive board. When Manute Bol goes over to give help, and we'll keep our eye on Manute. And normally Will is uncontested under the basket for a rebound.
Here's Perdue setting the screen. Pippen threw it away. Might have been the Sixers' best opportunity on this series to score, but Andre Turner drives into Pippen, and Pippen is called for the foul.
Personal foul, 33, Scottie Pippen, his first.
Coming up tonight after this ball game, Game 5 in that Western Series. Doug and I saw a couple of beautiful games between Golden State and the Lakers. Lakers getting hot of late, though. Ron Thule and Jack Gibbons will have it for you. And by the way, at halftime tonight, speaking of L.A., we'll have video of Magic Johnson playing high school basketball.
I remember meeting Magic when he was in high school. He came over. We were playing the Detroit Pistons in Cobo Arena. He came over to meet Julius Erving on one of our games.
Hole got the offensive board, couldn't stick it back up. Perdue with a big jam for Pippen. Bulls 32, Sixers 29.
See, Manute Bol just can't get back with Perdue. So Perdue has his way around the boards and also in transition, getting out.
Barkley pulls into the paint, drew the foul. I talked to Will Perdue right before the game and said, what has been the difference in your game? He said, well, one thing is I mouthed off in the paper before the regular season ended and said, I want to play more. When I played more, I had to come through with what I said I would do.
Well, you know, you've got to be able to back up when you talk. But here's Will Perdue. We're going to see on the rebound. The ball's going to come out. Here's Will. Here's Manute Bol. And watching the open court, he's just going to take off. And here he comes filling the lane. You see him just outrun Manute. And again, 2 guys back, and no one stops the big man from running through. Hodges behind the three-point line has him so worried they do not want to give him an open shot. So as a result, they give up the layup. I think I'd take my chances on a guy shooting a 3.
Perdue also says he's been, even during the season, working on weight to develop a lot more strength in his upper body, so when the offensive rebound doesn't have to put the ball down on the floor.
Well, Will has worked very hard. You've got to give him credit, and this is the end of his 3rd season, so he's been through 3 playoffs now, so he's starting to get experience.
He has enough experience to know not to try the jumper over Bowl. His lead-in doesn't fall. It's the Bulls by 2. 9:56 to go in the quarter. Barkley missed the lay-in. Bulls run. Pippen lost the dribble. And they'll have to bring it back out. Pippen jams over Manute Bol. He is 8 out of 8, has 16 points and 4 assists.
Well, the one thing that you must do with Manute Bol is you can't finger roll. You can't flip the ball around the basket. You've got to go right at his body. And Scottie Pippen did it beautifully that time with the left hand and just tomahawked those right over the top.
See, Purdue came out and showed up very big on Hawkins because he didn't have to worry about Bol. Purdue rebound to Pippen. To Armstrong. Over Bol. Off the high glass. Grant steals the rebound. There you go again. Pippen finally has denied the basket, but he was fouled by Bol. They're on their feet at Chicago Stadium for Scottie Pippen.
This is the first one. The left hand go right at Manute Bol. Going to try it again, this time with the right hand. Again, go right into his body. Beautiful job by Pippen attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line for 2 free throws. He's playing a sensational first half offensively. Doing a great job here for Chicago.
Barkley taking a rest now. Grant will also sit down. In comes Horace King. Stacey King, excuse me. Stacey King will be on the floor with Will Perdue, Armstrong, Pippen, and Craig Hodges. Bol gets the missed free throw. About the only thing that Pippen hasn't done right tonight. Andre Turner fires it to Anderson to the hole. Purdue caused him to miss that shot. Now Pippen is fouled in the backcourt by Andre Turner.
You see, the great thing about Scottie Pippen right now is he's getting the defensive rebound. Bobby's turned and blowing right up the floor. He leaves 2 guys right behind him. So within 2 dribbles, Chicago has numbers on their transition game. He's doing a great job.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, Doug and I will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game, your strongest candidate, Scottie Pippen at this point. Jordan resting, Barkley resting. Purdue from 16 feet. Will Purdue has 4 points.
Need a timeout. It's starting to slip away.
Philadelphia scoreless the last 4 minutes, and the Sixers trail by 7 with 8:24 to go in the first half. Bulls out by 7. Philadelphia called the timeout. Let's have a look at the Eastern Conference playoffs and kind of update on what's happening. Pistons Celtics tied at 2-2. I can't get a read on that. I get a feeling maybe the Celtics are going to win, but then the Pistons came back and played tough yesterday.
Well, I think it was a good sign last night, Bob, for them to be able to get that win without Isaiah Thomas. Great game by Mark Aguirre. It'll be interesting now to see what happens with Game 5. Normally, Game 5 is a pivotal game. The team that goes up 3-2, it's very difficult to get them back there in their building in Game 7. So I know the Pistons will be focused and hope to have Isaiah Thomas back. They'd like to be able to steal another game in Boston Garden.
And the Bulls would like to get this game and then rest and wait for whoever wants to come their way.
Well, it looks like that other series is going to go 7 games. If that's the case, Chicago, if they win the ball game tonight, would not play probably before next Tuesday or Wednesday. They would have a week to 8 days off. A lot of rest, and especially for Bill Cartwright and for Michael Jordan, who has a little tendonitis in his knee.
Sixers down by 7. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gillian posting over King. Purdue with his 3rd rebound. In limited minutes.
Jimmy Lynam's going to get Charles Barkley right back in the ballgame. He realizes they're not scoring and they cannot dig themselves as big a hole.
Purdue, 6 points. He's lighting it up. 3 out of 4.
Manute Bol just can't get out and play him. His mobility is so good that Manute is back hanging underneath the basket, so Will has things his own way right now.
Sixers have missed their last 7 shots. Percy Hawkins. Everybody tentative, as you can see. Purdue caused that shot to be changed, but then Anderson with the rebound and the stick back. Philadelphia has finally scored a basket, down by 7.
basket, big basket. That's 5 straight points. So now a 9-point lead is down to 4.
7:08 to go in the first half. Stacey King blocked by Bowl.
Now that's what Minute will give you right there.
Saved by Anderson, but then he throws it right into the hands of the Bulls.
And Scotty got away with a little walk.
And Pippen still hasn't missed from the floor. 9 out of 9.
Right now, Philadelphia would like to take advantage of this Hawkins being played by Craig Hodges. They'd like to be able to get Hawkins off when Michael Jordan is sitting on the floor, or excuse me, on the bench.
Out of the double team, Gilliam had to give it to Anderson. Purdue with a big bear hug of Bowl, but they shake off any animosity. And let's have a look at tonight's GMC Truck scoreboard. We were talking about Detroit-Boston. Detroit played well yesterday, particularly James Edwards early and then Mark Aguirre down on the post.
Well, Edwards, I think, hit his first 5 or 6 shots. They went to him in the post. He had the first 10 points of the game. Then Aguirre came in, played very well. Played some as a shooting guard last night. A little different look with Isaiah being out. Joe Dumars played the entire 48 minutes. Minute Bowl at the free throw line. Charles Barkley waiting to check in. So Jimmy Lynam realizing that the mobility, speed, and quickness of this Chicago team, too much to have Minute Bowl out on the floor with this lineup. So he's got to get him out of the ball game. Michael Jordan checking in for Chicago.
Bowl hit 1 out of 2 free throws. Bulls 41-36, 6:23 to go in the half. Purdue inside to Stacey King. And Purdue's stick back goes. He is 4 out of 5 and has 8 points and 4 rebounds.
It's too quick for Minute. Minute's coming over to block shots, and no one blocking him out. We talked about it. It's 2 easy layups now. That's not Minute's fault. He's over there to try to block a shot.
And the Chicago foul as Hawkins tries to pass it out of there, and it'll be called on Craig Hodges.
Now what's Stacey King? Here comes Minute Bowl. He blocks the shot. Now no one blocks out Will Purdue. There's the hustle basket. Goes up strong. Armand Williams got to get that rebound. He's got to get Will Purdue out of there. Muscle him if he has to take a foul. Whatever he has to do. You cannot give up layups when you're on the brink of elimination.
Scottie Pippen, to a standing ovation, goes to the bench. .50 to go in the quarter. 43-36 Chicago. And Hawkins will have a 3-point opportunity. Jordan got a 6.5-minute rest, by the way, which is a real luxury for Michael and his tendonitis in the knee.
But when you look right
Pippen,
now,
19 points, 4 assists.
Bob, when you look at the minutes being played in this series, Scottie Pippen's averaging 43 minutes a game. So what they're trying to do is in close games, or when they need Scottie Pippen out on the floor, a guy either he or Michael Jordan, Scottie's getting the most minutes. They're really trying to rest Michael as much as possible, realizing that as they move on in the playoffs, more and more is going to be expected of Michael. So they hope to be able to continue to get him the kind of rest he's gotten in both the New York and Philadelphia series.
5:35 to go in the half. Bulls with the score spread. They're trying to clear Grant down on the baseline. Anderson had a hold of it. They're calling the foul on Ron Anderson. 3 team fouls on the Sixers. Bulls already in the penalty.
Michael Jordan in the post against Hawkins. Remember, Hawkins has 2 fouls.
Anderson got there late. Jordan makes him pay.
The angle on his double team was not good. Ron Anderson came down there to give help, and Michael split it. You know, Bob, when you come down to double team, you got to get close together so the guy cannot step through you. You got to make him go around you.
Now Barkley gets the double team. Dick Bavetta with the whistle and an illegal defense called against Chicago.
Let's take a look on the telestrator now. We see Michael Jordan here in the post. Ron Anderson is going to come down for the double team, but he allows Michael to go right through here. Let's take a look at it now. Watch Ron Anderson. Here he comes. And see the gap? You cannot do that with Michael. You've got to make him go around you. He is too good. He'll step right through you. A lot like Kevin McHale does with the Boston Celtics as he's learned to play with those double teams in the low post.
Purdue sits down, Cartwright back in. Turner misses the 3. Rebound Horace Grant. Bulls by 6. 4:44 to go in the half. Michael Jordan is the recipient of the loose ball. And the Sixers foul.
Right now, Rick Mahorn, Armand Gilliam, Barkley must rebound the basketball. I know I keep harping on this. Armand Gilliam had a chance for that rebound. Stacey King went in there, went right over the top of him, knocked it loose, and as a result, Charles Barkley picks up a foul.
His first, by the way, and Pippen returns to the game. So it's Grant, Pippen, Jordan, Cartwright, and Paxson, the Bulls starters on the floor, as are the Sixers starters. Jordan, whirling derby. Jordan now in double figures with 10. He's only 5 out of 12 from the floor. All 5 Chicago starters shooting 50% or better in this series.
Chicago's so quick on the double teams. Double teaming the post, Michael closing out.
There's a good example of a double team. Gilliam is fouled. It is the second foul on Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan misses a couple jump shots, spinning drive, and Rick Mahorn just gets right out of his way again. And, I know I keep harping on that, but Bob,
it's on the replay. You can see.
You just can't waltz away from a guy defensively, especially Michael Jordan. I mean, he should have 3 guys chasing him.
Gilliam gets the first of 3 throws. Gilliam's statistics are a little bit misleading in this series. He averaged 15 points in the series, but that came mainly off of 1 big performance.
Yeah, a 25-point game.
Bulls continue to lead, however, by only 6 with 3:56 to go in the quarter.
Pippen didn't get much rest. About 2-minute blow, and then he's back out on the floor. So the Bulls starters are back out on the floor now after a good production for the bench.
Pippen's first miss, and then he follows it up.
No block out. Shot was taken. Scottie Pippen wanted the ball. He went and got it back and laid it in.
Pippen with 21 points. Posting Barkley against Pippen. Pippen stepped over the top and commits the foul. It'll be 2 on Scottie.
So here's Scottie Pippen taking the shot. You see Charles Barkley. The shot is taken. He turns. Scottie waltzes right around him and lays the ball up. I don't know how many uncontested layups or dunks that Chicago has got in this first half.
10?
At least.
Neighborhood.
At least.
Barkley missing from the free throw line. Charles has 19 points, by the way, and Hersey Hawkins has 10. Nobody else with any more than 5 for Philadelphia. Bulls with an 8-point lead. 3:30 to go in the half. Bulls up by 8. 3:30 to go in the half. Coming up at halftime, the Prudential halftime report. Ernie Johnson will be in our Atlanta studios with Phoenix Suns coach Cotton Fitzsimmons. They'll update the playoff picture and look at the high school days of Irvin Johnson.
Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, 31 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists they've combined for in this first half. Scottie Pippen with a big first half, 21 points.
Barkley misses them both. Pippen rebound. Bulls by 8. Shot clock. Jordan against Barkley. Barkley denies him the lane. Pippen hits the 3. Next, he's going to sell popcorn. Barkley forced up the shot in traffic. Chicago now toying with Philadelphia. Jordan gets knocked into the photographers. Pass out to Barkley. Fouled by John Paxson.
Scottie Pippen better bottle tonight. May 14th, 1991. Scottie Pippen night in Chicago. Here's a 3-pointer, 24 points now on the night. Oh, I tell you, as a player, there's nothing like it. You know what? Tonight, there's no way he can get tired because things are going so well for him. This is one of those nights you just don't want to end.
Charles Barkley hit his first 5 free throws and then missed the last 3 until that one. Philadelphia shot 55% the first period and down around 25% this quarter. Barkley Barkley missed 3 out of his last 4 free throws.
Right now, they better strap it on Philadelphia, get some defensive stops. They're down 10, and Chicago's looking to put it up to about 16 or 18 by halftime. Look at that.
Horace Grant is fouled. At least they contested at that time. Armand Gilliam. Well, Charles Barkley has been very outspoken. These are not the words of Bob and Doug you're hearing now, but Charles says, I want somebody to battle for a rebound besides me. This is not the only time during this series that the Sixers have not competed with tenacity inside.
Well, Bob, when you look at Philadelphia, right, look at the front line, just standing there at the free throw line around Armand Gilliam, Charles Barkley, and Rick Mahorn. Those are big, beefy guys. But they're not putting their body on anybody right now. The speed and quickness of Chicago is totally neutralizing their size. But even when Chicago drives in the lane, there's no bodies. And I'm not saying throw anybody down or take those kind of, flagrant fouls. But you've got to make people aware you're on the floor. And you just can't let them go to the basket with reckless abandon. They've got to be looking at you and taking their eyes off the basket to distract them a little bit.
Here's some pressure from Paxson on Ricky Green. Bulls by 11, 2:29 to go in the half. Barkley against Cliff Livingston in the game for Chicago. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Not much happening. Turnaround jumper. Gilliam, good. He's only 2 of 7 from the floor tonight. Jordan posted against Percy Hawkins. He got his hand on that. Rebound, Cliff Livingston.
No blockout. I mean, it's just a broken record.
Bulls by 11. Ricky Green fouled as he tried to split the defenders going down the lane.
The Chicago personal foul.
Now, let's look at the telestrator. Now, this is Cliff Livingston. All right, now this is the guy that's going to get the rebound. Let's watch what happens. Just keep your eye on him. He's going to go right here. Nobody even touches him.
Well, you were not only accurate in your description of that, you were exactly accurate. Nobody touched him.
I mean, just goes right in there. Now, you got a guy 6'8", 6'9", who, when he scores, is going to do it on the offensive boards. And you see it right there, 7-3. And the reason that's even deceiving is because Chicago's shooting well up into the 50%. So there's not even that many rebounds to be had. They're not missing that many shots.
9-point Bulls lead. Minute and a half to go in the first half. Bulls hoping to advance and then lay in wait for the winner of the Detroit-Boston series. Jordan bumped before the shot. Counted on continuation, I believe. Looked like a long time after the whistle. Let's see if they count it.
That foul was on. If I'm not mistaken, I think Percy Hawkins is playing Michael here. Now, they give this to Ricky Green. You tell me where Ricky Green is in that picture. Michael wanted the continuation.
Yeah, they waved it off. At first, the official signaled it, Joe Forte, and then they waved it off. So he didn't get it.
Michael's out of sync tonight. You can just see he's probably been resting, as you said, in practice, and a little out of sync right now. And what a kind of guy that can come out and explode, as we know, for 30 points.
And what a symbolic picture of this Bulls team. Jordan can be out of sync now, and the Bulls can still be a significant offensive potent force.
Well, Bob, you talked about this is a team now that's been together for 3 years, and they've been in the playoffs now for 3 years and played together, so there's stability there.
Ricky Green's veteran experience gave me the idea to bounce that off Paxson. 15 on the shot clock for the Sixers.
Minute 19, 10-point lead. The Sixers, if they could get a couple stops, score a couple times, you could have a 6-point game. Otherwise, you could have a 14-point game. So let's see which way it goes.
Jordan out jumps Hawkins for the ball. Bulls by 10. Down to a minute to go. Uncontested to the hoop goes Jordan. 13 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Michael Jordan, we said he's out of sync tonight, and he is compared to his performance, but he's on his way to a triple-double. Barkley kicks it to Ricky Green for 3.
Three-point field goal, Ricky Green.
And as the Sixers cut into the double-digit lead once again.
There's another offensive rebound. Horace Grant just out hustling. Just want it more. Here's a team that wants to end this series tonight. Chicago playing a very, very smart basketball game, and Philadelphia allowing them second, third shots on the board.
And showing their depth. By the way, Horace Grant, 7 rebounds.
Barkley should help here against Cliff Livingston. He should double back and help on Michael.
With 2 seconds on the shot clock, Gilliam rebounds the Cartwright miss and then turns it over. But the whistle and the foul on Chicago. That'll be 3 on Horace Grant. That's just what you don't want with 4.8 to go in the half, which is why oftentimes the substitution happens then.
Well, that'll be Horace Grant's 3rd foul, so they need him in this ball game because of his quickness around the offensive boards. And at 6'10" on Sunday, he did a super job. 22 points, and he also had 7 offensive rebounds, so very, very aggressive and active.
The only place Philadelphia leading Chicago in this game. They're 13 of 18 from the free throw line. Chicago only 5 of 8.
Well, that's what I talked about a while ago, Bob. In the series, the 76ers have made 106 free throws. Chicago only 59, so that's a difference of 47 free throws. But 174 field goals to 130. 44, they have 88 more points from the field.
Chicago, 14, Craig Hodges, replacing Horace Grant.
Craig Hodges comes in to get Horace Grant with his 3 fouls. And 4.8 seconds remaining in the half.
Now, Bill Cartwright does a very nice job of throwing the ball long. So look to see if he steps out of bounds, tries to throw the ball maybe to half court, and then push it ahead.
Sixers pull to within 7. Hodges is the one guy who can hit that. Not this time. At the half, the Bulls lead it by 7. 58-51. Charles Barkley, 18 points in the first period, only 2 points and no field goals in the second quarter.
The 1991 NBA playoffs are brought to you by GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore.
Well, the Chicago Bulls lead it by 7. They shot 53% in the first half. Out-rebounded the 76ers, protected the basketball. Sixers have not played very good interior defense, have not rebounded well, yet it still is a 7-point game.
Well, when you look at the game, though, Chicago was in complete control. And you used the word in there, they almost toyed with Philadelphia in the one stage. The one thing that helped is they finished the half strong. They got it to a 7-point deficit. They've got to come out now in this third quarter, but they've got to do it by playing some defense, Bob. I mean, they 53% field goal shooting for Chicago. Scottie Pippen 11 for 12. And when you shoot like that, that means you're shooting a lot of layups. 8 offensive rebounds. We talked about the out-rebound them 27-17 plus 10. Bench scoring 12-3. I mean, just every phase of the game. Second chance points 13-4. You got a 7-point game. There's a 9-point difference right there. So it almost appears right now that Philadelphia is looking to try to outscore Chicago here, and they're not going to do that in Chicago Stadium. I've alluded to that a couple times. There's Pippen with a beautiful 180 reverse dunk.
And you talk about the bench. Will Perdue played very well in addition to Scottie Pippen, who had 24 points, 5 rebounds. Perdue just came in for a few minutes, and as you pointed out, the middle was open, the blocking out wasn't there, and it allowed plays to get inside the middle.
Minute Bowl roams. You're going to see Barkley here on the drive. Charles had a big first half. He had 20 points, but only 2 in the second quarter. He missed 4 free throws, 6 of 10. But with Will Perdue, he's matched up against Minute Bowl. Either he or Horace Grant are in the ball game when Cartwright are out. When Minute goes over to block shots, it leaves a path here. Watch Will Perdue. Now here comes Minute. Now no one blocks out Will Perdue. There's an opportunity basket. So Will 4 for 5 for 8 points. He had an offensive rebound, did a nice job. 3 total rebounds, 8 points.
Bulls 58, Sixers 51, heading into the second half, and what the Bulls hope will be the last half of play in 1991 versus Philadelphia, so the Bulls could move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. They have not been contested in the first 2 rounds thus far.
Seems like they opened the game up in the third quarter by going into Armand Gilliam in the low post.
Ricky Green opened from 19, rebound Jordan. Teams with the same starters on the floor at the beginning of the game at this half. Bulls with 10 to shoot. side to Grant. Mahorn with a rebound. His 4th of the game.
Rick Mahorn had the one outside jump shot. He did not have another field goal. So you talked about it, Bob. Sunday, the same situation. It's only one field goal for Rick Mahorn.
Gilliam's turnaround jumper won't fall. Cartwright with the rebound. Here's Pippen, who just had a career first half. He hasn't cooled off any.
The thing with Scottie Pippen is when he plays screen roll, you go underneath the screen so he doesn't turn the corner on you. Scottie's now making that little jump shot. So when he does that, you have to make an adjustment. You might have to start trapping that screen roll and try to get the ball out of his hands. Play it like you play when you play Michael Jordan.
That foul's on Pippen, his 3rd. Give me an opportunity to remind you this program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the NBA solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited.
It's interesting, Phil Jackson has left. Scottie Pippen on Charles Barkley. He's afraid here maybe of picking up his 4th foul. I wouldn't be surprised maybe to see Horace Grant go over and switch off on him. You do not want Pippen to pick up his 4th foul. They have a 7-point lead, and the game is still very much on the line.
That's Barkley's first field goal since the 1st quarter. Look at that pass to Grant. Then the offensive board. Now that is toying. That was an incredible pass. 7 points, 8 rebounds for Horace Grant.
There's the switch. Now you have Horace Grant playing Charles Barkley. That's a good move by Phil Jackson.
Barkley spins inside. Everybody in the league has tried to stop Charles one-on-one at one time or another. And if he wants it down on the line, it's going to get it.
Well, you have to double team him, really. That time Phil chose not to double team him.
Michael Jordan from 8 feet away. And Michael has 15. He is 7 of 17 from the floor tonight.
He's bothered by tendonitis in that knee. I talked to the team doctor at halftime. He said Michael could use a few days rest. The knee is sore and bothering him, and that a few days could really help him going into the next series.
Barkley there delivering the ball on the offside to Armand Gilliam. 7-point Bulls lead. 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Jordan. 17 points. He doesn't want to be the only member of the Bulls starting 5 to shoot under 50%. He's right at 50 for the series coming into this game, so he's got to get up there 50% level.
Watch how long it takes for Michael to go from 17 to 30 when he really wants to score. Normally that jump doesn't go that quickly. It's not that easy.
Hersey Hawkins, he's got his mind in the hip pocket of Jordan with his ear. Bulls by 11. Timeout, Philadelphia. Here are tonight's Nissan leaders. You see the defense Chicago has been playing, holding their opponents to just over 90 a game.
The maturity of Scottie Pippen. Bob Neal, we take a look here. Little screen roll. Now, if Scottie Pippen, as you see him right here, is considered, if he's considered an outside jump shooter, what you try to do is the big guy playing here has got to step up, and they try to trap this screen roll. You see here the difference, though. Charles Barkley goes underneath the screen. Mahorn drops back, and they're going to give him this little outside jump shot. Scottie Pippen is now making that shot. Barkley underneath the screen, Mahorn back. Little 17-foot jump shot. Scottie's burying it.
Scottie Pippen with 26 in this game tonight. Jordan was 6 out of 16 in the first period, but 3 out of 3 here in the third. 8:18 to go. Bulls by 11. Ricky Green finds an opening down the lane. Ricky Green, the 13-year veteran from Michigan, has 9 points.
You know, Scottie Pippen is playing this game as a point guard. John Paxson actually is playing as an off guard. Michael Jordan almost as a small forward. Pippen is on fire.
He's in the oft-mentioned zone, 13 of 14 from the floor tonight. There's the double team on Barkley. He finds Gilliam. Who finds the bottom of the net. Gilliam has 13 in this game, 2 away from his average on the series. Cartwright on the baseline, and Mr. Bill gets his 6th points of the night.
Bulls are just taking turns. Your turn, my turn. John Paxson's the only one that has not scored.
Got an offensive foul down on the baseline.
Good rotation on that shot by Scottie Pippen. Much improved shooter. Charles Barkley with a foul off the ball.
His second. They had to get the shot clock right as they inbound the ball. 7:09 to go in the third. 72-61 Chicago. Ron Anderson in for Philadelphia. Cartwright in the paint over Gilliam. Rebound Jordan. Loose ball foul Philadelphia.
Personal foul.
That's 3 on Gilliam.
Well, this is Chicago in the playoffs. You see scoring margin up to 14, field goal percentage 446, playoffs allowing less than 91 points a game.
Hawkins played up on Jordan, tried to dump it into Horace Grant. Turnover. Only the 4th turnover of the night for the Bulls.
See the pad on Hersey Hawkins' leg, Bob. We talked about in the first half that he hit his leg. You can see that he's got a pad on it now and is still favoring that leg very much.
Hersey Hawkins with 10 points in this game. None in this half. And the hold will be called and charged against Hersey Hawkins.
Foul 33, Hersey Hawkins, his 3rd, the team's 2nd.
There you see that pad on the left thigh, really just above the knee. Paxson, Jordan is posted. He is so quick to the hoop. Missing the lay-in, but he's fouled down there from Chicago Stadium. The Bulls leading 72-61. 6:21 to go in the third quarter. This is game 5. Bulls leading 3-1 and hoping to close it out at home here tonight.
He shoots 2.
Jordan on what we called earlier his off night has 20 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, headed for a triple-double. This is the kind of night Jordan needed, though, because I have a feeling if the Bulls do get into a 18, 20-point lead, which you feel they are capable of doing in this game, we'll see Michael getting a lot of rest.
That's why I'm sure Phil Jackson would really like for this team that's on the floor right now to really gear down the defense, blow out a lead, discourage the Sixers about winning this game so he can rest his starters, specifically Michael and Bill Cartwright.
That's the Bulls' biggest lead, by the way, at 13. Philadelphia ball on the sidelines out of bounds. Robert Reed checks in for the Sixers. He wears number 50. Bulls with that full-court pressure.
What makes that pressure so effective is that Horace Grant on the point of that press at 6'10" can chase and double-team the ball and still have the speed and quickness to get back to his man. So he's really the one, Bob, that makes that press go.
Jordan to Pippen. Pippen leads Cartwright by a lot.
Scotty, you got to know who you're throwing to there, buddy. You know those big guys, when they're running, they want to get them to catch and stop it.
It wasn't Horace Grant or Michael over there.
Scotty's laughing about it, too.
74-61 Chicago. Barkley against Horace Grant. Set shot.
And the Chicago will give him that shot all night long.
Michael. He got a hand on that. And Pippen fouled Charles Barkley, and that will be
Personal foul 33, Scottie Pippen, his 4th, the team's 2nd.
that may be the only way to cool Pippen down tonight is to get 5 fouls on him. That's his 4th.
You know, Phil's one of the few coaches in the league that allows a guy to stay in with 4 fouls at this particular time. And, you know, he gambles sometimes. And you hope that Pippen does not pick up his 5th right now before the 4th quarter starts. They're going to go to Ron Anderson to try to pick up the 5th foul on Pippen.
Ron Anderson just definitely off his shooting rhythm. He has not been able to get anything going tonight. Gilliam on the drive is fouled.
Chicago personal foul.
It's on Paxson. It's third.
His third, the team's third.
Can Philly come back from a 3-1 deficit? Well, the Sixers know it can be done. Unfortunately, they were on the other end of it in 68 and 81.
Bob, let me tell you a story about that 81. I remember being in Philadelphia at that time, broadcasting for the Sixers. It was my last year playing there. Up 3-1. The Celtics come back and win. The next year, come back again. We're up 3-1 again. The same thing happens. The series goes to 3-3, going back to Boston Garden. Go into Boston Garden, and all these people are dressed in white sheets like the ghost of Celtic past hovering over our bench, and we beat them by 20 in the deciding game there. One of the biggest games in the franchise. I'll never forget that day. They had the ghost sheets on, and they had like Havlicek, Heinsohn, Sharm, and all the Celtics guys' names on the back. It was an unbelievable afternoon.
1982. Just like yesterday. Jordan shaken and not vacant yet. Missing the layup. Green has Anderson out front. Anderson has Michael in his face.
Michael's upset now. He missed the shot. He's got that look on his face like, I want the ball back.
Robert Reed from the corner.
Robert Reed.
His first people tonight.
Timeout, Chicago.
Timeout, Chicago, and the lead once again has been cut down to a single digit, 74-65. 4:37 to go in the quarter. Well, the Bulls not putting the Sixers away. You get a feeling the Bulls could do it at about any time, but once again the Sixers have cut the lead to 9 points. 4:37 to go in the third. Speaking of the playoffs, the Western Conference, tonight following this game we'll be televising the Lakers Warriors, who lead 3-1, have bonus coverage of Blazers Jazz, who lead 3-1. Let's assume that Lakers and Blazers go ahead and win those series, leading 3-1 as they are. Who do you like, Blazers?
Well, I want to tell you what, the Lakers can cause them problems, and I tell you why, because they can post them up and they can get them in a half-court offense. And one thing that Portland does is they struggle a little bit when the game becomes real structured in a half-court situation, although they finished the game superbly the other night in Utah, scoring on their last 9 possessions. That should be a great series.
10 seconds for the Bulls to shoot. Greg Hodges coming off the screen. Reed right out in his face. Reed's up there at 6'8", so he's enough to stop the outside shooting of Craig. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
I think Phil Jackson hoped to break this game open, realizing that they're not able to do that. He gets Pippen out of the game because of 4 fouls. Brings in Hodges. B.J. Armstrong in for Paxson.
Barkley with the block of Cartwright. Cartwright wanted to foul.
Phil Jackson, excuse me, Bob, Phil Jackson took that timeout because he did not like what he was seeing with the team. A couple sloppy passes, guys going in the air to take a shot, looking to pass. And he was just telling the guys, look, let's not let these guys hang around. Let's put this team away.
They inbounded the ball on the side because they called a 24-second violation. Green open for the jump. It's a 7-point Bulls lead. Philadelphia playing a lackadaisical appearing game tonight, but they hang around, down only by 7, and they're on a 7-0 run. B.J. Armstrong spinning into the paint. Barkley gets his 5th rebound. By the way, Barkley has no offensive boards tonight.
Oh, my word.
How did he keep control of the ball?
That was the Charles Barkley of old. Those inline-to-inline dashes where if you get in front of him for a charge, you look like a bowling pin, but he'll knock you right off the floor.
And it's a 5-point game. Leave a team hang around. You know this so well, Doug. And they start feeling some confidence. Cartwright has it stripped. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Charles Barkley in the open floor. He's got his head down. Look out. Ball's knocked loose, but he runs it down and finishes it with the dunk. Got to get a shot up here. I don't know if he realizes it.
I don't think he did. Armstrong throws up the prayer, doesn't get it. The violation sounded, but the shot had gone up first. That was the horn you heard, the 24-second clock. And the Bulls with another offensive board.
A screen roll, that's what they go to when they need a basket. And you got to clear the rebound.
More of a screen shot with Michael Saganon.
That's right. They're going to give Michael the outside shot. There's Cartwright. He got pushed.
No whistle. It's Bulls ball. Barkley is slow to get up. Let's see if he's all right. Yes, I think.
Chicago's had 4 opportunities to score on this possession. Armand Gilliam got away with a foul that time. He had his hand on the waist of Bill Cartwright, just pushed him down. No whistle.
3 new 24-second clocks for Chicago on this possession. Well, actually, give them 3 possessions. Grant backed Barkley in, and Barkley said, I won't give you the basket. I will take the foul. That's 3 on Charles.
Charles was trying to sucker him in there to a blocked shot. The contact was made, and Barkley just released. Gave Horace Grant a lot of space, hoping Horace would think he was not there, turn around and take the shot. Horace very aware of Charles Barkley, so he powered the ball to the basket. Smart play that time for Horace.
Horace Grant from game 4, a big one, 22 points, 11 rebounds. Tonight, Horace has 8 points, but he has 9 rebounds to go with it.
Be aware now, pressure defense. Michael Jordan lets them flying in out the foul line here. You see now, he's up here. Here he comes. Keep your eye.
A sprint to the baseline.
Runway.
Here's that pressure again. Philadelphia appeared unaware of it. 21 on the shot clock now. That means they have 7 seconds to get the ball across the timeline. Green.
Throw it ahead.
To Gilly. Anderson cannot buy a perimeter field goal. Bullets it into Barkley.
Now Charles can take this ball to the basket. Don't settle for an outside shot.
5 seconds to shoot. Green doesn't get it. Jordan rebounds. He's got 12 rebounds tonight. And draws the foul. A hard one from Ron Anderson. Steps up to Michael Jordan. Everybody getting their tempers calmed here.
Michael does this sometimes when he gets into a little bit of a lull. Sometimes he'll look for a little mano-a-mano confrontation to get himself into the game. Now, he's rebounding and doing all those things, but when he gets into one of these little set twos with a guy, look for him to then really explode. He likes to do that to get himself back in the ball game. Let's keep our eye on Michael now this next minute 52 of the third quarter.
The Bulls, should he sink the free throw, go up to a 9-point lead. And the pressure remains. This is how the Bulls are putting a stop to Philadelphia's climb back up there in the competition in this basketball game.
Force them to use some clock. They come down now. The shot clock's working against them.
Grant forces Barkley way away from the hoop. They isolate the side. There's the double team. Reed into the paint. Tough bucket.
Bobby Joe Reed, I tell you, he's getting long of tooth. I played against him, so.
That means you're long of tooth.
Yeah, really.
That means I'm about ready for the rocking chair.
I remember when Bobby Joe Reed was a rookie with the Houston Rockets. Played him in the playoff series.
Remember the year he played point guard? And everybody made the big deal about how big he was playing point guard.
I was guarding him. I remember that very well. He was with Calvin Murphy, Mike Newland, and John Lucas. That group of guys. Very good team.
Minute to go in the third quarter.
Charles is holding the ball so much. Now the clock is down. Here's the double team, and it's going to be an outside jump shot.
From Robert Reed, almost a prayer, just barely draws iron.
That's from holding the basketball too long. You got to attack.
This is attack. Jordan's okay. 42 seconds to go in the quarter. That's attack with a capital A. Chicago had gone cold from the floor in the last 5.5 minutes. That's the first field goal.
Michael weaving in and out of players. A little finger roll off the big hand drive. And great play by Michael Jordan. Gets this crowd back into the game. They'd like to be able to get 2 field goals here to 1 situation. Philadelphia would. But again, when Charles Barkley holds the ball, the shot clock winds down. Now they throw it out, and you've got to shoot a shot to beat the clock. Robert Reed had no choice the last time but to launch the shot up there.
Philly had pulled to within 5. Now they trail by 10. Jordan has put in 13 points this period. Almost another steal kicks it out to Anderson. That should be money in the bank, but not tonight.
Now they want to hold for the last shot. Either go down 7, 8, or 10, but you don't want to give the Bulls another chance to score.
10 seconds in the quarter.
Andre Turner will like to penetrate. He loves to go to his right hand. If Horace Grant helps, Barkley will have the shot.
The three. But Grant steps up and punches it away, and Charles has to throw up the prayer. That brought the crowd to their feet. In your face, say the Bulls. A lead of 10 going into the final 12 minutes. Final 12 minutes, possibly in the season of the 76ers, unless they overcome the 10-point deficit. This is a good news, bad news. The good news is Scottie Pippen, who was red hot, picked up his 4th foul and had to sit down. The bad news is it meant Jordan had to go to work.
Well, Michael, I said, remember, he goes from 13 to 30 faster than anybody in the league. Already 26 points, 14 rebounds. I think the real interesting statistic here more than anything else, the Bulls up 18 on the rebounds. And what that does is it tells you they're quicker and more aggressive going to the board, and they just want the ball a little bit more. It's a hustle statistic.
Stacey King in its center now. 9, 8 and counting on the shot clock. 5, 4. You see it in the lower left. 3. King. Misses and Barkley rebounds.
Stacey just can't buy one. And ever since he held out of a practice and said he wanted to be traded, this crowd has been on his tail as well as they should be, and he just can't get anything going right now, Bob. It's going to be a long playoff series for him.
And Robert Reed misses Gilliam, another Philadelphia turnover. That, by the way, is only 6 turnovers for Philadelphia tonight. It's 10-point Bulls lead. Got to figure Stacey King won't be here next year.
It'll be
a good chance that they'll trade him.
It'll be interesting to see what Chicago does with Stacey. There's a screen roll for Michael. Ball knocked loose.
Andre Turner got his hand on the ball as he's stripped into the lane.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with Stacey. I'm not sure what their plans will be. They will not be able to trade him, though, unless they get something of high value, a high draft choice, or something they feel like will help this team. Otherwise, Stacey will be here. Tony Kukoc now is signed in Italy, so they will not be worried about whether he's going to be on the team.
Andre Turner for 3. Barkley, who had drawn the double team. Again, no blockout. Rebound, Stacey King. Jordan was held by Barkley. No whistle at all. Gilliam gets the defensive board. Barkley hard to the hoop. Missed the lay-in. Pippen rebound. And Pippen is fouled. Charles says, how'd I do that? Reed's personal. Reed sits down. Percy Hawkins back into the game. Hawkins with only 10 points all in the first half. Andre Turner with the steal. It's 2-on-1. This could be interesting. Nice play by Andre Turner.
And John Paxson will come back into the ball game for B.J. Armstrong. Phil Jackson not happy with what he sees in B.J. Armstrong tonight.
It's an 8-point game. It just continues to look as though the Bulls are dominating the game, and they are statistically, but Philadelphia hanging around on points. 8 seconds on the clock. Grant with another offensive board. Pippen left on the lane. Finally missed one from out there. Armand Gilliam with the rebound.
Got to get the ball ahead. You've got 3 Bulls in the backcourt. If you throw it ahead, you've got numbers. Everybody's got to be open.
There's one. Ron Anderson. He'll hit this one. He was only 1 out of 6 prior to that shot.
The Bulls have lost a little bit of their discipline right now, Bob. They're chasing the basketball. They're trying to knock them out in one punch. And in doing that, they've allowed them back in the ball game.
Jump ball is the call. I I will say this, too. That ball way off that basket. There have been several opportunities for fouls to be called against Philadelphia defensively down there in the paint that haven't been called.
They have been the aggressors, and in being the aggressors, sometimes you will get that call. When you're on your heels and the other team is attacking you, you're going to be the one with the fouls. Right now, Philadelphia has geared up their defense. They're starting to reach in a little bit, cause some turnovers. And right now, they're getting themselves back in this ball game.
Down by 6. Big tip here. It's 2-on-1. Turner. And it, all of a sudden, is a 4-point basketball game.
You know what? I got to take my hat off to Philadelphia because really they could have died right now. They could have just cashed it in, and they're battling back.
They're on a 6-0 run.
They're doing it with a smaller lineup. Gilliam and Barkley, Ron Anderson, Hersey Hawkins, and Andre Turner.
Buries the 3. That was a big one.
John Paxson is a big game player. You leave him open, he'll bury his shot. That's only about Paxson's second shot in the ball game.
And that's the first Chicago field goal in the last 9.5 minutes. They had one before that. It's actually the second one in 9.5 minutes. Bulls by 5, but Sixers now smelling an opportunity to stay in here. Barkley gets the board. Hersey Hawkins returns it to Barkley. He gets the lay-in. And now it is a 3-point Bulls lead. And Charles Barkley has 28 points. Timeout Chicago. And Doug, you and I have another close ball game.
All you have to do is have us here.
Bulls up by 3, and in case you wonder why Doug Collins has been particularly accurate and insightful in the game tonight, he has an assistant here by the name of Chris Collins. This good looking, he could be moving you out of this chair.
Way too handsome to be my son, that's for sure. But it's nice to have Chris here with us tonight.
Let's not let him say anything. You may be seeing him playing some big-time basketball down the road one of these days. Chris plays at Glenbrook North. We've been out to watch him play some hoops. How'd he get a night off of his off-season league?
His sister's playing tonight, so he took her place for the game tonight.
All right, now let's go back to this game. The Bulls have all of a sudden found themselves in a contest up by 3. The last 10.5 minutes, the Sixers on a 20-10 run.
See if they put Michael Jordan in the post. Many instances they like to post him, and they like to get a basket.
Paxson looking for Cartwright. Back to Paxson. 6 seconds on the clock. Cartwright on the baseline. Big bucket.
A lot of confidence in Bill Cartwright. There was a set play to go into the post with him, and he delivered. John Paxson with good patience threw in there twice before the score was made.
Bulls starters on the floor.
Isolating Cartwright against Armand Gilliam, going with a small lineup.
Anderson open. Not from the outside. The ball belongs to Chicago. Anderson only 2 of 8 tonight, and one of those was an inside layup.
Yeah, Ron Anderson has really struggled with his outside jump shot in this series, shooting only 34%.
Bulls by 5. 7:22 to go in the game.
Going back to Cartwright. Figure if they're going to go small, we're going to go into our big guy.
Cartwright tries to dump it off to Michael. Hersey Hawkins is there. The block from Gilliam. Chicago ball with 5 on the shot clock.
Now Michael on this out-of-bounds play loves to bait you, and they'll throw right onto a lob with Michael underneath the basket. So Hersey Hawkins has to beware.
Gilliam comes out to play Pippen, and Pippen misses it. Hersey Hawkins was spotted for a 3, but Horace Grant was lurking nearby. The lob to Barkley, and goaltending.
Good recognition by Andre Turner. He recognized Paxson was caught on a switch with Charles Barkley, so he just lofted the ball in the air. Nice play here by Andre Turner. You see the lob. Pippen just a little too late getting there.
Barkley with 30 points. 12 of 18 from the floor. It is a 3-point Chicago lead. 10 on the shot clock.
See, Chicago in the half-court offense is not nearly as explosive. They're a team that likes to get it out and run.
Pippen missing now. Rebound Barkley. A chance to cut it to 1 or tie on this possession. Pippen, after being red hot, got 4 fouls and sat down, came back in and missed his last 4. Gilliam inside. It's a 1-point game. Don't dial out the Sixers yet. Chicago let them back in here.
Well, we said on the opening, we're here early drives that got all the way to the basket are now 8-foot floating shots in the lane with a hand in the face. Haven't seen any dunks in a while.
Anderson with his 4th foul.
When you let a team hang around on you, Bob Neal, they become very dangerous, especially when they're facing elimination. That's why Phil Jackson was hoping that he could get his team to deliver the knockout punch in the 3rd quarter. Very upset, and they lost their concentration.
Percy Hawkins arm wrestling with Jordan. Paxson into the paint. Another big bucket out of Paxson. Paxson has only 4 points, and they've been big ones. Only his 3rd shot. Bulls by 3.
Now here's where Charles has got to go to the basket. He's waiting for the double team. They're not going to double team till he puts it on the floor.
And Andre Turner misses the 3.
Chicago scores here, and Michael makes a spectacular play. He might need a timeout.
There is the play. There is the timeout. Bulls go up by 5. It's time for the Dutch boy in the paint, and as you can see, you wonder why it's only a 5-point game. Chicago dominating inside.
Well, rebounds plus 17. You see the matchup plus 13 at center. Bob, here's what's happened. The last time down the floor, they posted up Armand Gilliam. Cartwright's trying to front. Got Barkley in isolation. These 3 guys in isolation. So here's where the defense can be. And when the pass goes over the top, Paxson just cannot get there soon enough.
You talked before the timeout that if Jordan came in and did something offensively, it'd bring the crowd alive, and Jimmy Lynam might have to get the timeout. It did, and he did.
Well, I think you have to do that because this crowd feeds off Michael Jordan, his excitement, his frenetic energy. The crowd is now pumped up. I really believe that Philadelphia is not going to be able to score if they go to isolations with Barkley. He's holding the basketball and forcing his team to take long shots. They need to get into something without just isolating Charles Barkley outside.
And a whistle away from the ball.
It's only the first team foul of this quarter.
At Chicago Stadium, Bob Neal and Doug Collins with you. The Bulls are leading it by 5. They lead in the series 3-1, but Philadelphia coming on. Foul on Bill Cartwright. That's 4 on Cartwright, 4 on Pippen for Chicago. New 24-second clock. You pointed out both teams now with 2 team fouls with 4:57 to go in the game.
Chicago plays excellent defense without fouling. One of the things they've done this year is not get themselves in situations of foul trouble. Tonight, another occasion. Percy Hawkins a little gimpy, not having that offensive speed he normally has.
Green open for the jumper, and he buries it once again. Chicago by 3.
But they just didn't do it by isolating Barkley. There was some penetrating dribble. The defense was pulled in. He made the pass outside. A guy got an open shot at the basket.
Now Chicago opening up the floor, getting some spacing, looking for some picks down on the baseline. Pop out Michael Jordan. 5 to shoot. Blue right, pass Hawkins and gets the reverse. 30 for Michael.
There's the isolation. They've gotten themselves in trouble with this play.
Green for 3.
They got it that time. They got it that time, Bob, but they've missed twice with Andre Turner doing the same play.
Bulls by 2. Ricky Green, 16 points, 6 out of 10 from the floor.
Keep your eye on Michael Jordan against Percy Hawkins. He's going to be the guy they're going to go to.
Hawkins right in his jersey so far. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Jordan, that's a 2-pointer. Cartwright keeps it alive, stolen by Hawkins. Sixers can tie on this possession with 3.5 to go.
Barkley will shoot a 3 here. He's one of those guys that will launch a 3. You got to be careful.
Paxson fouls Gilliam. He'll go to the free throw line. By the way, when you start talking about what's happened offensively for Philadelphia in this half, one of the things that's happened is Gilliam has happened. He has 19 points and a chance to do better than that. Paxson now has 4 fouls.
Well, we talked about Armand Gilliam in the big win, had 25. So he must be the barometer for this team offensively. Going to the post up with Barkley. If Paxson leaves, Ricky Green will have the outside shot again.
Gilliam in the paint, spins past Pippen, and the foul. That's 3 on Michael Jordan.
Chicago personal foul, 23, Michael Jordan, his third.
Gilliam a chance to tie this game with 3:10 remaining.
That time Cartwright came over to double team. Rather than leaving Ricky Green, they brought Cartwright over, which left Gilliam now to follow the pass and cut to the open area to get the score.
Gilliam 8 out of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Well, you just jinxed him, Coach Neal.
Thank you, Armand. 92-92. Doug Collins, we have another barn burner. Shouldn't say that in Chicago.
Well, this is a barn. I just hope it doesn't start burning.
I was thinking of Mrs. O'Leary. It was last tied at 8-8. Michael Jordan going to work inside. He's fouled. Will go to the line.
Philadelphia personal foul.
Right after this one, Golden State and L.A. will do battle. That series also 3-1, and L.A. will be cruising a little bit. Golden State also on the ropes like Philadelphia. That could be another good one.
Michael Jordan to the line to shoot there.
Jordan with a chance to break the tie.
Chicago's only scored 12 points this quarter. They had 81. It was 81-71 at the end of 3. So tremendous defense by Philadelphia. And, you know, we talked about them, Bob, in the first half about their lack of defense and their lack of intensity inside. Well, we have to credit them because they are now playing the kind of defense we thought they would play early.
Here's that intense Chicago pressure. Ricky Green breaks it. Only 15 on the shot clock, though, for Philadelphia instead of the play. Trailing by 2.
Going to Gilliam again against Cartwright.
Cartwright got a hand on him. Gilliam had a double clutch. Pippen deflected it to Horace Grant.
Well, Michael Jordan caused that. He came over from the backside to try to block his shot.
Jordan has Chicago's last 6 points. Ricky Green can't control it. Jordan. Chicago's last 8 points. Bulls by 4. Timeout, Philadelphia. Well, you talk about Michael Jordan, 34 points, but he plays a little defense also.
Well, I always felt that Michael Jordan was the best in the league at doing this. Now, here is Michael Jordan right here. And when the ball goes in the post, he likes to circle in from behind and try to block shots. Now, watch what happens. Just keep your eye on Michael. He's going to cause him to double pump the shot and miss. Here he comes. Look how much space he takes up. The double pump, the missed shot, and then the score on the other end.
And he is rightfully so on the first team all defense. Rodman was the defensive player, and you might mention Scottie Pippen's on the second team all defensive team in the NBA. Chicago by 4. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Philadelphia with a foul to give.
It's a big possession right here for Philadelphia. They hope to have a chance to win this game.
Barkley missed a 8-footer.
Percy Hawkins got a bad leg. Michael wants to take him.
10 to shoot.
He's going to back him down.
Barkley stepped in there and caused the turnover.
You got to give Percy Hawkins a lot of credit. He probably shouldn't be playing, but realizing where they are now, he's going to give it his best shot.
Anderson still can't get the perimeter shot to go down. He's 2 for 9 tonight. Minute and a half to go in the game. Chicago with 8 seconds to shoot. 5. Cartwright. Jordan came in there to steal the miss. 24-second violation. That'll be a turnover to Philadelphia, trailing by 4, 1:09 remaining. Chicago once again unable to put the capper on this victory and the series win, and of course the right to move on to the conference championship. The situation here with timeouts, Philadelphia has 2 plus a 20, Chicago 3 plus a 20, and Philly, remember, does still have a foul to give.
They're checking the game clock right now. They just want to make sure they get the right amount of time on the game clock.
Ricky Green takes 7 seconds to get that ball across the timeline. Under a minute. Barkley against Horace Grant. The double team. Percy Hawkins. For three!
That's why he's out there on the floor right now. You cannot leave him. That's reminiscent of Game 3 where he buried the shot to give him a 2-point win in Game 3.
Jordan with 34 points. Hard to the hoop. Bulls by 3.
See, I'm sorry. He's got to at least give a foul there or something. You just can't let Michael. He's got 10 of the 17 points in this quarter. You've got to prevent him from getting a layup in that situation.
Michael has the last 10 Chicago points. Barkley to Green for the open jumper. No rebound. Jordan, 17. That's a playoff career high. 17 seconds to go. Bulls by 3.
Sideline out of bounds. Now the important thing is Philadelphia's going to foul immediately. Get the ball in the hands of a good free throw shooter. Look for the Bulls to try to bust out his stack and throw the ball over the back to Michael Jordan, all the way over the top. They'd like for him to catch the ball if possible. He's just going to throw it to the other side. Right there it is. Got to foul him. The clock's going to wind down. The game's going to be over.
Hawkins looked to the bench. The coach said foul. He did. 12:28 remaining in the game. Chicago up by 3, and Michael Jordan at the free throw line. And Hersey Hawkins fouls out on that play.
A gutty effort, though, by Hersey Hawkins. You see the bandage on his leg. The easiest thing to do, you're guarding a guy like Michael Jordan, is to say, hey, I just can't go, coach. And he didn't. He stayed out there and he battled. And you got to give him a lot of credit.
Hit the big 3 to pull to within 1 point. There's that familiar chant at Chicago Stadium.
Andre Turner in the lineup replacing Hersey Hawkins.
After an 18-point first quarter, Charles Barkley now has 30, so 12 the rest of the ball game. Armand Gilliams had a big night, 21 points.
Jordan now with 18 rebounds. Bulls by 4.
It looks like it's going to be the Eastern Conference Finals 3 straight years now. These Chicago Bulls, twice eliminated by the Detroit Pistons. 4 games to 2, then 4 games to 3. They now have the home court advantage, and we'll wait for the winner of the the Boston-Detroit series.
Philadelphia gets a timeout with just under 13 seconds to go. The Bulls allowed the Sixers to hang around, and the Sixers tied it at 92. But then Michael Jordan went to work and scored the last 10 points for Chicago, making the last 12 with those free throws. So the Bulls are going to advance, and they are certainly happy at Chicago Stadium. The Philadelphia 76ers, a team in trouble.
Well, the thing about it is, I will give Philadelphia credit. I thought in the first half their defense was very porous. They didn't do anything to stop the drive. Scottie Pippen, 24 first half points. He has 28 points now in the ball game. He did get in foul trouble. You see Hersey Hawkins with the 3. Scottie Pippen did get in foul trouble, but they've not given them end-to-end line drive. Now, this is the foul I thought Armand Gilliams should have taken. Here goes Michael to the basket, and he just sort of ushers him in there. Doesn't even really jump. You've got to grab Michael Jordan and say, you're going to make 2 free throws. I cannot give you a layup at this point in the ball game.
Armand Gilliam expressing the feelings, I'm sure, of these 76ers. They were eliminated last year by Chicago in the Eastern Conference Semifinals, 4 games to 1, and they were about to be eliminated here, 4 games to 1. 1 year later, 195. The score in the second
a very scattered game, and the pace was in favor of Chicago. I made the statement, in order for Philadelphia to win in here, the game had to be about 103, 104 points. They brought it back, and they've had some opportunities. They've just missed some shots.
Barkley, Ricky Green, Andre Turner, Gilliam, and Ron Green on the floor. You see the situation with the timeouts. No teams have fouls to give now.
Well, see if they try to penetrate. Maybe a Barkley penetrate to the basket and try to kick out to a three-point shooter. You've got three three-point shooters on the floor. See if they get the ball to Barkley, let him drive it to the basket, and spot up a three-point shooter.
There's Barkley. He'll take the three. He doesn't get it. Jordan, 19 rebounds. And this game is over. The Sixers are eliminated. The Bulls advance to the Eastern Conference Championship Series, 100-95. Pippen. Scottie Pippen is going to come over and join us at the table. Scottie Pippen was the man in the first half who lit it up. He was held down in the second half thanks to 4 fouls on him. But Scottie Pippen was the man who set the tone for this game, and I think more than anybody else has announced that the Chicago Bulls have reached the maturity to advance and compete for the NBA championship, because this is no longer simply a Michael Jordan basketball team. As Phil Jackson told me just before the game, Scottie Pippen, the single difference in this Chicago team in the playoffs this year from last year is the fact that you can take the ball and create offense and dominate a game offensively enough to cause all kinds of problems. How did you feel when you were in that zone in the first half and were at 1 point 9 out of 9 from the floor?
Well, I felt real good. My rhythm was real down, real nice. I was able to drive to the basket and get the stuff, and you know, everything was real working for me real well. The guys were setting picks, and I mean, it opened up the game for us basically.
Here's a guy who coached you when you were first into the league, and we've seen a great deal of change in your game, improvement in your game, and maturity. Doug, what about the fact of the distance this young man's traveled?
Well, you know, I always felt Scottie Pippen was a big game player. I remember Game 5. I did not tell him he was going to start the game, the deciding game against Cleveland. In here, my second year coaching, Scottie was a rookie, had 26 points in the final game. So the one difference I see, Scottie, is, you know, you're taking the ball to the basket with such authority, but you're confident shooting that outside jump shot. You see teams going to make a change and try to trap you to prevent you from getting that easy shot?
Well, yeah, definitely. You know, I felt like that was the weak point of my game going into this season was my jump shot. And I feel like once I get that open up for me, it will make a big difference for me.
You know, the one thing that you do so well, Scottie, there's so many things out there, but when you rebound the basketball and you can turn and push it out, you give your team such an advantage. Paxson can now run out and be a shooter. Michael can get out, and it creates all kinds of problems.
Well, yeah, I think that made us a major threat in this series because Barkley not able to hold me and guard me the full court. So it made a big difference with the court wide open, and I was able to create for myself and also for my teammates.
What about this rest now? You got Boston and Detroit probably in a 7-game series. You guys might not play for 7 or 8 days. How will that affect you guys?
Well, I hope it doesn't affect us, but I can see going into Game 1, our timing will be off. Hopefully, you know, we can get some practice in and stay together as a team and keep everybody healthy over these hard practice days. But I see us coming back and trying to get ourselves back on track.
Scottie, one final question. This is the question that always gets asked for the people who get there first. Detroit or Boston, you feel you have a better shot against one team or the other?
Well, I feel like we have a better shot against Boston. Not to be saying that they're a weak team, but they're a veteran team. But I think our guys are a lot younger, our legs are younger, and we can run them. Detroit as a team is going to step their game up. I expect them to come back and win the series, though.
Scottie Pippen, offensive star, defensive star on the All-NBA second-team defense again this year. Congratulations to you and the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Championship Series.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations,
Scottie Pippen, who really lit it up in the first half of play. The Bulls advance, and now let's go to Ron Thulin and Jack Givens. They're standing by at the Forum in Los Angeles.
Thank you very much, Bob Neal. What an exciting game at Chicago Stadium. We hope that will be the same here at the Great Western Forum, with the Lakers leading the series 3-1. Jack Givens, Golden State today at practice. All today, very loosey-goosey about tonight's game.
I think you're right, and I think Don Nelson has made it a point that his team understands that they can come in here and win another game. Yes, he was disappointed that they didn't get a win in their building, but they feel very confident they can come in here and take one from the Lakers in this building.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can, but it is do or die for Golden State tonight. Stay with us because Bob and Doug will be back in a moment with the Budweiser Player of the Game. Good luck, guys.
The Sixers battled back from a 13-point deficit to tie this game at 92. With a little over 3 minutes to go, however, Philadelphia could only manage 3 points, a Hawkins three-pointer. The rest of the way, Jordan scored the last 12 Bulls points. And guess who the player of the game is? Scottie Pippen has almost a career half in the first half. But Michael Jordan, 38 points, 19 rebounds, 7 assists. In the second half, when Pippen got in a little foul trouble, Michael went to work.
Well, what it was a sprint. It was Scottie Pippen with the first 2 legs of the relay. He handed the baton to Michael Jordan in the second half. 25 points, 12 rebounds. There's no better closer in basketball than Michael Jordan, and they geared their defense down, got some stops, and it was a good win for them. They did not want this series to go 6 games.
Now, nobody knows the Bulls better than you do in terms of an analyst, because obviously you coach them here and you see them all the time. You're still here in Chicago. How good are they? They've blown through New York. They've blown through Philadelphia. But you and I have been on the West Coast. Compared to those teams in an NBA championship, how good are the Bulls?
Well, the Bulls have every possibility. They have the wherewithal to win the championship. The big concern is they had 2 guys in double figures tonight. 66 points between Pippen and Jordan of the 100 points. I think that they're going to need a little bit more of a balanced attack, but they did what they had to do in this series to get the job done. They've improved their rebounding. The guys are quick to the basket, quick to get the second shot opportunities. But I think it'll be guys like Horace Grant, John Paxson, B.J. Armstrong, and Bill Cartwright that will be the deciding factor on whether or not they win the championship.
All right, it was another beauty, as Doug said in our open tonight. Because we're here, it'll probably be a 3-point game. It was a 5-point game. Philadelphia came back pretty strong. Coming up next, Golden State at the Los Angeles Lakers. Ron Thulin, Jack Givens standing by for that telecast from Chicago Stadium. For Doug Collins, this is Bob Neal. Good night from Chicago.